Welcome, everyone. My name is Kaleen O'Connor. I am joining you from the Gulf Coast of Florida, USA. It's chilly here. I have a scarf on. Can you believe it? Anyway, I might have to turn the heat on today, which will probably make some of you laugh, but it's a rare thing in Florida that you have to turn on the heat. So we're glad you're joining us from wherever you are in the world. We do this every week because we are committed to bettering people's lives and being a force for good in the world. And our goal, the whole team of presenters here tonight, is to make sure that we add value to your life, that you leave this webinar with more knowledge than you had when you started and a better understanding of how this health breakthrough can make a difference in your life. So thank you for making the time. We're all so busy and it's really a wild time on the planet, and we're not able to hug and kiss each other enough. So it's great to connect a bit on the Zoom. The way this is going to roll today is we have three of us that are presenting. I'm your host. We've got a phenomenal presenter that's going to give us all the ins and outs, and we also will have a live testimony, and then I'll come back at the end and make sure you guys know how to take advantage of some of the resources that we're talking about. We also always leave a few moments for question and answer. And so I know that we can't see you, but we can hear you through the chat box. So if you have questions that come up, you can put them at any time in the chat box. We will wait to answer them until the end of the webinar so that you can focus on the presentation. But definitely take notes, write things down, and feel free to communicate. So with that, I am going to introduce Mr. Stevie Aquilina. He really is a world authority on this incredible health breakthrough. And really, any of us can become a world authority. What makes Stevie so special is that he lives it by taking advantage of these health resources, and he teaches about them nonstop from, I think, the moment he gets up to almost till the moment he puts his head on the pillow, while also obviously building in lots of fun time with his family. He's got a beautiful, beautiful family. And Stevie, I really appreciate that you've made the time to join us tonight, my time, tomorrow, your time. And, we're excited to hear from you.
Thank you. It's today my time, yesterday your time.
Well said.
So I'm from the future, everyone, who's Kaleen's time or thereabouts. No, thank you very much, Kaleen. I really enjoy working with you. Because you need an introduction of your own, because you're a tremendous force for good in the world for this organization. When I say this organization, I mean globally, not just for your team. So what you do, I really admire, and I really appreciate you having me here and looking after me as well. And everybody here, thank you very much for your time. I don't intend to waste it. It's very valuable because I can't refund it to you. And so thank you very much for spending it here. And let me jump straight into my presentation here. All right, let me get myself on track. Okay, so as Kaleen said, why isn't this moving? Okay, as Kaleen said, I'm from the future. My family and I, we live in Australia. Originally, we are from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream true when we can make that happen. We're surrounded and just minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. I'm very blessed. I have a very good life and income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a great lifestyle with my family. That's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time were just way too far out of my reach. Good vibes and good times. Well, not always. I was a difficult child and difficult to parent in school. I never made the grades. Often I was told I was stupid and useless. And I guess when you're told something often enough, especially when you're young and impressionable enough, you start to feel it enough and believe it enough. Later, I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. With that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. So don't worry about that. I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb but very good-looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Okay, I'm kidding about the good-looking part, but I'm not probably kidding about the dumb part. Really, though, I wanted to be more. I wanted to give more. I wanted to give more. And I had big dreams, but very little self-esteem. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, even to right now, mainly in martial arts. But back then, I had health troubles. Lots of them: autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions, most of my life, bad injuries. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs, hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Phone, electricity, gas have been cut off, not able to make my car run on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make rent. I've been evicted. I mean, no financial dignity. Always believed in possibilities. Big problem was, though, doubted my potential. And so I was unfulfilled, unhappy, and frustrated because I wasn't able to be who I wanted to be. Now, some very fortunate things have happened in my life. It's not all doom and gloom. First thing that happened was I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. She believed in me too and always told me that I was more. And I guess when you're told something often enough. And then a second very fortunate thing was I was introduced to this company and its life-changing breakthrough, opportunity, and training. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too and taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I solve them because of this life-changing breakthrough. And instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, I now have more with the ability to believe and become more because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And now I truly want nothing more than to better people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. And so what I'll first be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared this breakthrough was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. A very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Talk about coming from the future. And any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. Drug companies wanted it shut down, but more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. Nothing. What we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking, category creating. It is a healthcare breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Redox molecules are made by your cells, so they are in your body. They are native to your body. They are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication and your genetic expression in a positive way. Now, redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Why is this also important? Because we are all made all of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means a healthy body and a healthy life. Redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. They are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological, critically depend on redox signaling. Critically, underline that, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our body already makes these redox molecules, why do we need to give our bodies more? Well, when we're born, we do make an abundance of redox molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy, how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next, how they can bounce back so quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. Without as many redox molecules giving clear cell signals, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more. So does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA Redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA Redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox molecules, there have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling, and this slide will already be out of date because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. And so according to medical researchers, as also reported in this article by the Huffington Post, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine, and ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA Redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, and modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. These genes are key in the health of every individual, play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. The head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on what he called disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Significant because all degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger or healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But you don't need to take just my word for it. Here are some medical doctors. Let's listen in on what they say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. That's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our intensive redox serum. These redox technologies are supported and enhanced by their complementary, all natural ingredients products. They are our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging and age reversing results. Lines and wrinkles being smoothed out, elasticity comes back to the skin. Spots and dots and skin blemishes, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health to the skin being rejuvenated. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. Now, this is Rosie. The dramatic difference you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left couldn't be seen by Rosie because Rosie did not take those pictures. Rosie actually believed that the products were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told Rosie about ASEA and also who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products did not work, the doctor showed these pictures, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen right here. Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes, naturally. But Rosie missed those changes by not taking those pictures. And you may miss it too. So please take pictures because that's how you see how it goes. For anything you can't take a picture of, Keep a written record instead. Before your ASEA arrives, make a list of everything about your health, head to toe, inside out, energy, stress, sleep, digestion, mental focus, muscle comfort, joint comfort, endurance, workout, recovery, anything specific about your health you want to track. Give each item on the list a score from 1 to 10, 10 being very good. And then do this again after 7 days, 30, 60, 90 days, and so on. That's how you see how it goes. Now, some people notice results early like Rosie, 7 weeks, others in 7 days. Most people can have an experience in around 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. What we know scientifically is that redox molecules are redox molecules. They're the same everywhere. Same in you, in me, in animals, in plants, in bottles of ASEA products. They're all the same, precisely the same. Studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. This doctor decided to do a little experiment of his own on his very own face. And he used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference there? Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. These are from a study by a world-leading laboratory. This study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world of people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see, was there any truth to these stories? What they found was, after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. And so Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, supporting surface skin cell renewal, not just for visibly younger looking skin, healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as perhaps shaving or sun exposure. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on the point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people I see will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Kaleen, I'll hand it back to you for now. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you, Stevie. And our next guest that I want to introduce is another world authority from Australia, but he's hanging his hat in Hawaii now, Dan Doyle, who was actually one of the people that shared this incredible health breakthrough with me 4 years ago. So Danny, tell us your story.
Before I do, if you don't mind, Kaleen, Kaleen O'Connor is a household name in ASEA. She does incredible work and support, as Stevie said, you know, as a leader in our community and membership. And she's on this call with us, supporting us as host, but also doing an incredible job of letting everybody know at the end of this presentation how they can set up and the potential and opportunities there. So before we move forward and I talk about myself, Kaleen, I think it's only appropriate that these guys on the call, which haven't heard your story, if you can just touch on what you've experienced with ASEA, both physically, financially, what you've seen in other people as well.
Sure, Danny, thanks. So the quick story is, right after university, I was preparing to work and live in West Africa and was advised to take a series of vaccines as a preventative measure. And I unfortunately, within a year's time, suffered very serious side effects from those vaccines, which led to a struggle for over 23 years with all kinds of autoimmune conditions and permanent sensitivities to food and environment and all that sort of stuff, not sleeping through the night. And about 4 years ago, Dan Doyle, who's on the call with us tonight, as well as an incredible friend, Maurizio Munoz, thought to share this product with me. And Danny was a complete stranger at the time who knew Maurizio. Maurizio was a good friend. And within, the first 3 months, as we always say, take it for at least 90 days, I started to sleep through the night. I started to get stronger. Injuries that I thought I was going to suffer with the rest of my life from the side effects of the medicine started to heal and repair. And it gets better and better. I'm continuing to heal and repair. And I was, considered near death at the time. And then on the business side, my husband and I had spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears building up a traditional business in the Washington, D.C. area of the United States. And then because of a family issue, we needed to relocate here to Florida. And so we had to sell our business, which was quite a challenge, having built all that up and start over. And we got frustrated being employees and decided that we needed to build a new business, but we didn't want to do a brick and mortar business again. We wanted to have a business where if we needed to go help my in-laws, my family in Brazil, or here we were in Florida, we wouldn't have to stop our business activity. And so ironically, as the product was helping me, and then I thought, I've got to share this with friends, and I started getting paid, I went, oh my God, maybe this is the business model I've been looking for, and had no idea how it worked, and got incredible training from Dan and many other leaders and all the support systems we have in place. And now I'm literally building a global business that I can run whether I need to be in Brazil or right here in Florida. So it's incredible, and it gets better and better every day, honestly. And I get to be on cool webinars with you guys. So Danny, there you go. There's my quick story on the cuff.
Perfect. Well, I noticed when I jumped on this call that I'm see-through for some reason with my background. So I'm just seeing if changing a shirt is going to make a difference.
Yeah, you look like you were sort of the invisible. There you go. That's perfect. We can see you now.
I've got my little palm trees. Let me share screen, and then I'll go through my story, which a lot of you guys have heard. But I think the great thing about what we're doing here is, Stevie, Kaleen, and I are presenting what this opportunity can do for somebody from a health point of view, from a financial point of view as well. And you're coming on and you're learning more, but the point of why we do this is to invite guests on to expose them to this breakthrough. And, we're here not to sell anything to anybody, but to share our stories. We don't sell, we tell. And just a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, Kaleen. Great. So that's what I'm going to do now. And, my story is a powerful story that you guys can use for, when you're talking to other people. And I'm sure you know it off by heart. And if you don't, not only you can see it on these calls that we do, but all over YouTube as well. So anything on YouTube under ASEA Dan Doyle, I'm more than welcome to use that material. So before I go into my story, just to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products aren't intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but with long-term use of these products, or sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. Amazing what these molecules can do for anybody. So, grew up in Sydney, Australia, guys, born and bred, and as you heard from Kaleen here, based in Hawaii, which is just amazing. We celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary last year, not knowing that we would be based here. We bought a property earlier on in the year. Bit of a mess at the moment, doing some remodeling, but well and truly worth it by the time we finish. But the great thing about what we have now is we can be where we want, whenever we want to be, anywhere in the world. If we want to jump on a plane tomorrow, even in these times, we can get to places and we can financially afford to do that. But my story didn't start that way. I mean, I was not financially well off before losing my health back in 2011. And this is my story. So I grew up in Sydney, Australia, playing many sports. And I used to distract myself from school by playing sports. I excelled in sports, happy playing and doing many different sports like rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and this thing called bodybuilding. Now, this was the start of me being a young entrepreneur. So a few years before I started in the health and fitness industry, this is around 1994, I was around 24 years old in this photo. and had to be a product of the product. People came into my shop. I needed to sell them back then, the products, the services, and supplements that I had. Fast forward 20 years. Now, not a bodybuilder anymore, but had built 20 traditional businesses over 20 years from all different industries, hospitality, from the security industry, the health and fitness industry, got into many, many different businesses. Once you can build one business, you can build many. I never let school get in the way of a good education. I was self-taught, never had a mentor or a trainer. If I was focused on doing or achieving something, I would go out and do it and achieve it. So I was up going to the gym at 6:30 every single morning here. As I said, not a bodybuilder anymore, but at 44, I wanted to be in the best physical condition at the age of 50 that I could be in. And I thank goodness that I was in this shape, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have found something wrong with my body. And 6 months later, in 2011, doctors gave me some really bad news. This is a photo of me on the right-hand side. And for 2.5 years of hospital visits, going through what I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, where I lost all my hair all over my body, weight fluctuated from what they were doing to me, putting on a very fake smile because I was with a hero of mine, Johnny Manor. Johnny played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, had already been through a whole heap of hospital visits, had something similar to what I was going through. He was in remission here. And 21, he went back into hospital just after this photo was taken, started losing all his hair again, lost a lot of weight, never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. At the end of my hospital visits, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. Wasn't happy with that. Wasn't happy with what they were telling me. I grew up, I suppose, conditioned that doctors were around to look after our health, but I learned at this point that I needed to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands, which I recommend everybody does all of the time. Look after your health, guys. Don't let the doctors look after your health. And after 2.5 years, when I was told to get my affairs in order, I did my research, moved from conventional, traditional to something that I didn't believe in, which was alternative functional medicine. So I didn't believe in a naturopath and chiropractor to that point, but certainly was doing my research because I wanted to live, I wanted to survive. And I started on an alkaline diet. I spent a lot of money on nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from different companies from around the world. Those companies were in the network market. They were a network marketing business model. They had great products, and I was looking for that magic bullet. I was on Kangen water. I was on Zango, the mangosteen juice from Zango, 1 bottle a day. I was on Celgevity, Max products. I was on Protandim from LifeVantage. Product B from Isogenics. I mean, you name it, I was taking it, and taking it religiously and looking after my health through my diet. Now, you'd think with doing that, my health would have been heading in the right direction. 2 years later, this is a picture of me looking after my own health. Nothing was working. My blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. Long story short, Bart Cotter, a friend of mine, called. He said, I think I found something that can help you. I got on a plane in Sydney, Australia, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, met him in the headquarters of the company called ASEA, started on the product. In 3 hours, my body was detoxing so fast, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. And in 48 to 72 hours, all the lung damage that I had from what they put me through in that hospital, where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect in that short period of time. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking this product in the little blue bottle. And 12 months later, in 2015, 1 year after this photo was taken, doctors gave me some very good news. This is a photo of it on the day where they told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose. That was my journey back to health. What about looking younger, feeling younger? This next photo is a picture of me 3 years on the product. And I always like to go back to 2014. There's 3 photos, 2014, 15, and 2017. And what I was going through at these stages of my life, what you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of exactly what was going on the inside at that time. So 1 year later on the product, how much better am I looking? still outside a reflection of what was going on the inside. 3 years on the product, my complexion is a reflection of what was going on the inside at that time. It's been an amazing journey back to health, back to looking younger, back to feeling younger. It evolved. All this evolved over a period of time, 5 months in, which I really regret taking 5 months to tell anybody else. The biggest regret that most people have with what we do is keeping this to themselves and not telling people from day one, because at the end of the day, it's scientifically impossible for this not to work, and it can't harm a newborn baby. So why keep it to yourself when the science is there, the validation is there behind the product? So after 5 months, I started sharing it with people. I'm starting to see these miracles happening around me, engaged in the business model behind ASEA. It was the business model that allowed me not only to share it with people, but to receive thank you checks. And those thank you checks I invested into my health by buying more product. It was the actual business model behind the breakthrough that saved my life. We've had an incredible life, an incredible journey since we started helping other people with ASEA. What I achieved in 20 years in traditional business, I have achieved in the last 2 to 3 years with this company. I have never seen a more compelling opportunity ever. Nothing has come close to what this is and what it can do for somebody, both physically and financially. The owners of this company have left this legacy to the world. Stevie and Kaleen are doing the same, and anybody out there, any of you guys that need help to leave your legacy, to build a residual, to leave generational wealth to your family, to live longer, healthier, you've come to the right place. And with that, I'm going to hand back to Kaleen to hand back to Stevie to talk about the opportunity. Thanks.
Thank you, Danny, for that amazing story. Stevie, join us again and let us know how this all came to be from our founders and what it's like to share ASEA with others.
Happy to. Thank you very much. And thank you for sharing your story, Kaleen. I'm glad that Dan invited you to do that. And thank you for sharing your story, Dan, and also for being one of those exceptionally successful leaders, who believed in me a long time ago, a long time before I could. So I truly appreciate you, mate. All right, folks, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. And so that has created a life-changing opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. So here we go. ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for 2 very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, medical atomic physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied, because there's absolutely no way for you to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. So it can't be copied, and it's not allowed to be on top. That means we have no copycats, and that means no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can, because redox works in everybody. Everybody needs redox because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox. And redox can't hurt anybody. No other product can make that claim. No juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, seabed oil, or whatever it might be. And therefore, ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. ASEA is an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, and so we look for people to help spread the word. ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. For people looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, or big-time, or maybe a legacy leaving income. For people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, let me tell you, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. To be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income from the first and all of the repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, the residual income potential is unlimited. On top, you receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others also refer. And again, there's no limits to how far and wide these referrals can go. Just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, food, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. And there's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries, opening new markets every year. And based on existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Residual income is very impressive, but more so, it's very important. You have residual bills. Why not residual income? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65, not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. So what is going wrong? What is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their paid by the hour, selling their time for money, labor intensive, own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Listen, sooner or later, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This may even be more concerning if you're thinking, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. This is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. Money is an excellent servant, but a terrible master. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a great place to start for most of us. And you know what? If you truly do love your job, keep it. You are blessed. But still, find a way to make money outside of your job that won't interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. So for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing, who decide to take control of their finances and their freedom. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they have to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That is what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward, over and above any riches it will make us. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top of all that with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences and a great lifestyle. But really at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. And it was demonstrated here. Because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research, clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to their ASEA Redox technology. However, the drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and his son Tyler Norton, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, like Danny's, to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose, responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they couldn't, in good conscience, sell out. And so they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. For Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down that huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. That is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. The ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies, but their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, to be a force for good in the world. You are in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you very easily to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see ASEA is the real deal. Do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Of course, right? Maybe you just want to become an ASEA customer. That's fine. Or do you have dreams and desires? Do you want to be, do, have, and give more? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to give that to others? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, you can better the lives of many, many others. And your life will become better in many, many ways. Thank you very, very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you, Kaleen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie. That was phenomenal. Okay, guys, we're almost to the top of the hour. For those of you that are already sharing the ASEA story, and for those of you that are learning about the ASEA story, you're welcome to stay on. Right at the top of the hour, we're going to do 30 minutes of very special team training tonight. So just wanted to let you know that. I'm going to very quickly wrap us up with just bringing us back to home plate, so to speak, on how you can take advantage of these resources. We may not have time to do a lot of question and answer. So if you have a burning question, put it in the chat box now, because Dan or Stevie can answer it while I close this up, okay? So this is just a great quick visual of our entire product line, right? That is complete solutions to cellular health, okay? And I'm just gonna get this into a bigger mode here for you guys really fast. You know it's live when you have all the technical glitches. Okay, now here's one thing we want you to think about when, okay, it's having a moment. There we go. When thinking about getting started on the drink in particular, we want you to make sure as you get back to the person that invited you that you're thinking with doing at least a 90-day trial. Because after 10 years of consumer knowledge, we found that even though the moment you start drinking these molecules or rubbing them on your skin, there's immediate changes. When it's working internally, you may not feel it right away. So this graph represents that. So you can see a huge difference from only 10 to 15% perceiving a difference to when they did a standard 90-day trial. And we often say really go for 6 months. Over 95% of consumers really perceived a difference and could measure the results. They gave their body enough time to actually see the changes and feel them. So very, very important. Don't just try a bottle ever. Don't just share a bottle ever. Really get that person to do a 90-day trial, okay? And again, this just shows you very quickly, you saw amazing before and after pictures with the white tube here on the right, the Renew 28 topical gel, full of the molecules. We also have an incredible clean organic skincare line that complements the topical gel. And the royal blue tube there that you see is the serum, and it has twice the strength of molecules as the gel. So they're incredible external solutions to just rub right on your skin and see changes, okay? And then again, we do have as raw materials, incredible whole food nutrition that has an absorption complex built right into it, which really makes this unique. Not all vitamins go the extra mile to do that, and you are what you absorb, not just what you take. And so definitely take a moment, if you're not familiar with the ASEA nutrition line, as a complement to the molecules and find out about them, okay? And again, just as an orientation point, we're in the world of shopping online. We just got through Black Friday here in the US with Thanksgiving, and Amazon and eBay, and there's all kinds of incredible third-party marketplaces. You will sometimes see these products there, but we want you to know it's not the right way to get them. For one thing, you don't know necessarily if you're going to get expired product, because we really have a direct line with our company as distributors. So you want to go back to the person that invited you. So you're guaranteed quality and purity, you're guaranteed safety, you get much more product support and education directly through our customer service, as well as the distributor that you work with. You also are eligible for free product points, which brings the cost of the product down. You don't get that when you go to an external website, okay? So you definitely save money the other way. You've seen, you know, all kinds of stories from all three of us tonight on the benefit of being a consumer. If you want to be a consumer, there's incredible wholesale accounts that you can open up to get started. If you want to get your product paid for, if that's what might be stopping you, you can open up the associate account, which I'll tell you more about in a minute, that will allow you to have international distribution rights of the product, share it with others. If nothing else, you get your product paid for, you can earn additional income, or as Stevie said, it can literally become your full-time income and you can have a global business, right? This just quickly shows you the 3 different accounts that we have where you can pay full price, or 2 incredible wholesale accounts, be a customer, choose the associate account, share it with others. You only pay a $40 fee to open up your associate account, or the equivalent in your country's currency if you're joining us outside the United States. And then once a year, you pay a $25 annual fee for that associate account to keep all the membership benefits. So consider that as an option. It's incredible. And again, this is all about supporting your body's ability to maintain and reclaim your health. And we're going to end with just phenomenal words from one of our founders, Vertus Norton, where he says, "We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world." And again, that is directly from Vertus Norton. And I leave you with that quote because, as you all know, the entire world has changed for us right under our feet. No matter where you live, it's definitely a different world. And our health has become more and more important. And without health, you can't build wealth, no matter what your profession is. So be a change maker with us. Now that you know about this technology, make sure you get all your questions answered. Thank you. And make sure that you really get all the data you need to make a decision, or tell the person that invited you that you're ready to get started, and you will never be the same again, I guarantee you. And with that, we're officially ending. And we are going to start in about 4 minutes on our team training. I do see, yes, this has been recorded. And Stevie, you can stop the recording.